The following people offered to share their interviews on the subject of bullying. Please watch the following with the utmost respect.
We are here today with Ashkan Mohsen. She is 7 years old. How are you today, Ashkan?
Good.
And I'm here to ask you a couple of questions about your experience of being bullied. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Number one, have you ever been a victim of bullying? Okay. Can you explain your experience of being bullied? What would they do?
They hurt me, talk to me.
Can you speak up?
They hurt me, like they hit me.
Did they also say words, mean words?
Yes. They say if you don't like give me something, they will beat me up.
And nobody in the school has done anything to stop this? Do teachers see this?
No.
And
This happens at recess.
and are there a lot of teachers at recess?
Some.
And none of them see this. Why would you think they choose to bully you?
I don't really know. I think because I don't like talk to them. They don't want me to talk to them. I don't know.
Has there been anyone that you could talk to about what's been going on?
Maybe my friends and my teacher.
And do you think they would do anything?
I think my teacher will get mad at them, and my friends will not let me go next to them. They might hide me from them.
Have you talked to your school about it?
No.
Has the school done anything to help you with your problem?
No.
You didn't tell an adult? Not a parent?
I told them to my friends only one time, and they said if you want.
Wait, I can't hear you. You can talk louder into the camera.
My friends, maybe my friends, because I told them once. My friends, because they told me it once. I told them once, and they told me to not go next to them, and I didn't, and they just found me and beat me up, bullied me.
What sort of solution have you come up with to deal with this yourself?
I actually say I'm sorry, please stop, and they say no, I'm not gonna stop because we like to do it. And
So you think they do this out of entertainment, just because it's fun, or why do you believe they do this? Why do you believe that they bully you?
I think they do it because it's fun.
But it's not fun for you.
No.
Could you tell them to stop?
I tried that. They said no.
Has anyone in your class tried to help you?
One person, but the bully said back off, and she got scared, so she didn't help me no more.
And how often do you think they would do this a day to you? They would bully you?
They bully me 3 times a day. Well, really 2, because one when I'm going out the side, and one when I'm going home.
And during recess?
And recess.
And
they punch me when I go in my line for recess, too.
well, there you have it, folks. This is Ashkan Mohsen of, what grade are you in?
First.
Of first grade, and she's been...
But they're in second.
But they're in second grade? Okay, well, it's Ashkan Mohsen of first grade has been bullied. Thank you for your answers, Ashkan. It has been a great time here with you, and I hope that this stops. Thank you very much.
camera, please. All right. So, if you want to look over the questions, real
Yeah.
quick, I may come up with some like after
Follow up.
questions.
Yeah, they're called
Yes.
probing questions.
Yeah. So, cool. All right.
Recording.
Okay. Cool. What is your position at the school?
I'm the associate director of operations, so I'm an assistant principal.
Okay. And are you active in what the school does with
Yeah,
its student? Very
yes.
active. All right. Can you admit that bullying does take place in this school?
Can I admit to that?
Yes.
No.
No.
But I believe it occurs outside of school and it comes into the building. I think a lot of the bullying that we see today in today's schools doesn't necessarily occur in the building, but it occurs on social media like Facebook and Twitter and maybe even Tumblr, if that's even possible. But does bullying occur in the building? I would say far and fewer instances occur in the building than they do outside the building when it comes into the building.
Okay. Has there been, are you aware of any bullying instances where a student has been bullied inside of the school or even outside of it?
Yeah, definitely. But not as rampant as my previous experiences. I think at Northtown we have a lot of great systems in place. We have advisory. We have all school programming, anti-bullying week 1, and then the follow-up. We have peer mediation where students have outlets, and they're aware of these outlets to go and seek, either mediation or talk to an adult about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that students who are less capable and less supported, not supportive, but less supported, they feel as though the only recourse is lashing out. But like that occurs far fewer than the students who seek mediation and talk to someone, and it gets eradicated and cleaned up without a whole lot of hurt feelings. It becomes a dialogue and a learning process.
Do you think it is the responsibility of the school to combat bullying?
Oh yeah, and I think we do a pretty good job here. Could we do better and more? Certainly, but bullying is it's erratic. When you're not getting along with one of your peers, how can I be proactive when we're not embedded in everyone's relationships all the time? I think this year we've done a great job with. Last year we did the beta testing of the anti-bullying week, and this year we did the 2 weeks, and a lot of students, and I've been told by the social workers and staff that students will actually say, hey, this kid was bullying me and I did this. And our peer mediators, they started earlier this year in the fall, and they've been busy all year, and that shows another great support that students are aware of, that they can seek out and mediate.
All right.
And then I'm sure in your advisories, I've been in there in some conversations where I think it's easier for the older students like you guys, and maybe now the sophomores, freshmen are just getting their legs, but having those conversations during those weeks, and that's why we chose to do it twice.
All right. Now, I know you've already mentioned advisory and bullying week and everything.
Right.
Does the faculty do they have meetings about what they could do to help their students get over bullying or to prevent bullying inside of the school? Are there any other programs perhaps?
So in the August, the staff comes together, and the social workers, Ms. Hendricks and Ms. Carpentini, they do PD. I think based on our knowledge, that probably following it up, because new teachers, they come in, they're trying to soak up the culture of Northtown. They may forget those lessons, so maybe having something at the first of the year. But ideally, what they do is when we do roll out the weeks, they present in front of the whole staff and say, this is what the week looks like, this is the flow, these are the activities, if you feel you can't handle this or if you have questions, and we do it by division so it's a smaller conversation. So how I look at it, as a parent myself, which has totally changed the way I look at things. When you're a teacher and you're in education without a kid, it's like this idealized situation, and then when you're a parent yourself, then you feel like a parent for 850 students. I believe, again, I will reiterate that I think bullying occurs more in social media because your generation is more withdrawn from social interaction, not in a negative way. It's just you've risen through Facebook. You've kind of, like we grew up with MySpace and Facebook, and by grow up I mean in my late 20s and 30s. But you kids have really latched onto the social media. If I took your cell phones away, you would have a hard time. You wouldn't know what to do. I think it is the job of the parents to teach their kids how to appropriately use social media, and also monitor their usage. Do I think parents should be their friends on Facebook? I mean, I'm not my mom's friend, and I rejected her friendship just because that's my mom. And I'll almost be 40. I don't need to be friends with a woman that brought me into this world. But I do think that parents in this generation need to be more proactive in how you're interacting, aware of your friends. You know, like, is Adam Soto your friend? Has your mom met them? Like, growing up in our time, there wasn't a whole lot of bullying because my mom knew, my dad knew all my friends. They knew their names. They knew where they're going to college. They knew all the stuff about them. But I think in a school such as Northtown, that it's a city school, it may be difficult for, you know, Soto to come over to your house when he lives way on the west side. But it's having knowledge as a parent who your friends are, what are your activities, and not allowing you to say, when she asks or your father asks you at dinner, what'd you learn today? And you say nothing. Tell me more about your day. Having a relationship that's not, we're going to eat in front of the TV, you know, that we're going to be family. So I think there is a lot of onus on parents to check in with the students, to communicate effectively with your advisors. I mean, think about it. Your advisors see you guys every day. Mr. Neich sees you every day. If I thought there was a problem with my kid, that's the first person I would contact, because you would probably could find a Neich more than, say, whoever, like, who's your English teacher?
Mr. Vincent.
Like Mr. Vincent, because you've just gotten to know him this year, but you have this life bond with Neich. So I think that is uniquely different. So yeah, I think it's a parent's responsibility if they notice a change in behavior, or even just to monitor so that they can teach you appropriate usage of how things go.
Well, thank you for your time.
Oh, my pleasure, gentlemen. Anything for you guys.
This has been very helpful.